My name is Nicholas Cameron Alva. I was born July 16th, 1992. And this is Mybrightfutures. You might be asking what Bright Futures is, right? And what it is we bring in the real world application. Having a program like this, we bring a relation. We let them know that, hey, the very successful people in this world have been in worse spots than you have. They've been in the same spots you've been in. And with persistence and a little bit of self-will and some motivation, they've made themselves very successful and doing what they love to do.
It's DJ Ryme, you're rocking with Bright Futures.
But baseball seemed to just be that fit. Played it all the way through high school. Varsity my last 2 years of high school baseball. And, played with an awesome team of guys. It was like a family, brothers. Like 26 of them. We ended up going 28-2 my senior year. We're interviewed by ESPN. Some Fox Sports, Dallas Morning News come and did a news clip on us, and I always thought oh man, baseball's it. That's it for me. I'm gonna always play baseball. Got to work, and go to school, play baseball. It's the only thing that mattered. Quickly after high school, baseball, was no longer in my life. And from that day on, I had to adjust. There was no coaches there to set schedules for me. I was out living on my own. No parents to tell you hey, buy this. Don't forget this in the morning. Lock up the house. Little stuff like that. There was a day I was sitting on my bed in my apartment. Pulled open this free DJ software, I got to using. I think I only had 13 songs, but I pulled them up in this free software and got to messing with it a little bit. It was for a minute playing through those songs, my mind wondered like it did when I stepped on the baseball field. Kind of just that free kind of in your own world. And from there on out I fell in love with figuring out music. After my first semester of college, I unfortunately had to move back home. Couldn't find a job. Baseball wasn't working out. So I moved back home with Mom. Got into DJing more, but not even DJing, just downloading more music. That was where I had to start. I had zero library. 14 songs in my iTunes. Was using a free program that was on a 30-day free trial, so I had to make the best of my time. And I just kind of kept going with it. Looking up YouTube videos of other people that started out real simple, and then I booked my first little spring break house party. figuring out music, and having my mom believe in what I was doing. It was kind of, you're always pressed to go to school, push that pencil to the paper, you know what I mean? But my homework was like figuring out music, figuring out social media, like how to become that next big thing in the music industry. I've now booked shows at Gillies Dallas, House of Blues, the Arboretum in Dallas, just to name a few, Monster Energy drinks. I've gotten to meet some local celebrities, so it's just really, you can make these things happen. I just want you to know that nothing's impossible, you know what I mean? I'm still sitting here in an apartment set up, studio, and doing what I do just on a regular basis. But find your niche, whether it be music, whether it be art, whether it be working on cars, whatever you're into, like just be good at it and do it wholeheartedly. And do it with confidence, you know what I mean? That's the key. When people see that you're confident, they believe you 100% more, so just keep that up. Take care of yourself, learn who you are, learn how strong you are, learn what you can do, because there's a lot of those high school friends you're with right now in between hallways and classes, and after graduation, I promise you, I've seen it firsthand, they will no longer be there, and now you've got yourself. So I'll take it back to senior year. Me and all the baseball guys. It's like playoff season. We were like 28 and 1 going into one of our last games of the playoffs. I want to say it was versus like the Plano Wildcats. Well, we'd all decided in the locker room after practice, Friday before the tournament, that we would go out to Wills Point. We had a buddy, Jared Zamalik. Shout out to Zemo. That we'd go out to his uncle's land, we would camp, we would all go out there, just kind of have a guys' night, high school, we all got some liquor bottles, I think it was like Jaeger, some Jack, it was like winter time, we were in the tail end of the baseball season, and we went out there, probably about 12 of us guys, and about 6 of them had the idea of going mudding. Man, they took off. Me and a buddy of mine, Michael, we all stayed back and got wood together for the fire. I hear this noise, it's this loud, sounds like a big tin can and like falling off the top of a cliff or something, And I look over and through the trees I can see like these headlights like cutting up and down, back and forth. DA's truck had been flipped. It was the headlights were faced up into the trees, and I heard this loud like growl, like this scratching, just like grinding gears sound. DA was knocked down unconscious, with his foot on the pedal of the gas. The car was upside down and gas was leaking out of the cab. And, it was one of the most surreal moments of my life, seeing like 3 guys, sprawled across the dirt, the 3 guys that were in the bed of the truck, Jamie, Demar, Dylan, and Jarrett had all been ejected from the truck, almost one being like 30-something feet away, scratches all up his face. A buddy of ours had internal bleeding. It was one of the most humbling moments ever. My buddy Jarrett, he was one of the guys that flew out of the back. He got up and busted one of the windows out of pure adrenaline, like fist to window, to get our buddies out from the inside. And we had playoffs like coming up that next week. Here it is, our whole starting lineup went from being 28-1. We had, we talked to ESPN, Dallas Morning News came to a practice, and now here we are, that senior varsity team that took their high school after, I want to say it was like double-digit years, that had been since the last baseball team went to the playoffs. And here we are now, had all been out partying, drinking. Alcohol's been involved in a wreck. 6 of our starting players are out. Just be on time. That's a very simple aspect. Like, just show up, 5 minutes earlier than what you need to be there, if not right on time. Being late's just, whatever excuse it may be, after a while it just shows up a lack of reliability. So just be on time, and do what people ask. There's a lot of people whose jobs are twice as stressful because you wanna be disobedient, and do something else or rebel. So, make everything easier. The whole feng shui, just kind of cooperate a little bit and work with everybody. You build friends that way too, no doubt. DJ Ryme's just, doing what he can, whether it's, influencing, kids in the high school, or influencing even some of my close buddies, but really just trying to step up and be a leader. Man, any way I can do that, whether I advance my music or whether, I advance and helping the kids and being in the school system a little bit more, I'm just gonna, kind of take whatever I feel is right when the time comes. Whether you are that jock in school, if you're that star quarterback, you set an example for people, right? So just be that leader and help others. You're gonna get twice the benefit in this world if you reach out and help others before you help yourself. You'll be taken care of, trust me. So just always kind of keep a good head on your shoulders.
DJ Ryme, you're rocking with Mybrightfuture.